Good afternoon. It is Sunday, June 4th, sometime in the afternoon. We are still here. Still bearing my hat too, small town girl. I just want to talk a little bit today, and the first part of it I'm filling in is like an update of what's going on. The second part is the main part, but I'd like for you to listen through the whole thing. Please bear with me. I haven't done it for a while, and I also have some notes because there's certain things that I want to make sure I cover. So first part, like I said, is an update. This page was created a little over a year ago with a friend of mine. I couldn't remember when it was done, so I had to look it up. And when I went back to find out when it started with my 4-part testimony. I had listened to that since I first put it out over a year ago. And a lot of it's changed. Good and bad, but it just proves that HAYAH's in control of everything, even my life, way it should be. The last video I did was 4 months ago. Didn't know if I would do another one or not. Still don't know if I'll do another one after this. But God had been dealing with me the last few days about doing another one. And I'm a believer in God speaks through numbers. When's the right time to do it? So I looked today's date up, and this was a good day to do it. So I went, okay. So I got my stuff together, and here I am. As you can tell, different background. It's because I moved about a month ago. God, HAYAH provided that. That in itself, how all that happened, was going to be in a video that was going to be done. But He's not leading me that way yet. May never. May never do it. If you want to know, maybe I'll see you, I'll talk to you on the phone, or I'll see you up in heaven to do it. Don't know. But right now, it's not in the cards. I did a video last May about where I and someone else, those numbers again, thought that a physical tornado was going to happen here in this town. And there's videos out there, and I kept them up so you can look at them. So I packed what I could fit in a van. I was willing to leave my family, my friends, all the rest of my belongings, everything I knew for the last few years, and to leave, to sacrifice, because that's what I believed God, HAYAH, wanted me to do. Left for the weekend, came back, everything was still just the same as it was, house still standing, all of that. But because I was willing to sacrifice my faithfulness and me listening to God's voice, which I've always done, He blessed me with a way to get out from underneath that weight of that house. He's still working on it, but probably 95% of it's done. And because I put my trust in Him. That house had always been referred to as my mom's house. It was my mom's house before I moved in. Even after her death, it became my house. But it was referred to as Mom's house. And here, where I moved, which God provided, I'm renting. It's a duplex, and it's my home. The way I want it to be. It's mine. And God's, but He provided it for me. And that in itself is a blessing. And that in itself is a miracle. that may happen another time that I'll explain. That's not what this is about. I also had not stepped foot in a church setting since I left the church I belonged to last, which that was about a year ago. I left it for different reasons. God was showing me things, showing someone else, excuse me about that, was showing someone else things about that church that wasn't right, still isn't right. And so I left. And I hadn't felt the urge to go back. I would watch stuff online, all of that, but never felt the urge to worship God in my own house. Even for a little bit, started it, here in not here, but in the other house. That didn't work out. God's plan, God's timing. And a couple months ago, my cousin had invited me to go to a church. I was very familiar with the church and the pastor, Spirit-filled church. And so I told her, I said, well, I'll go. I'm not going to guarantee anything. I'm not going to promise anything. It's up to HAYAH. She said, that's fine. And so after the first time, felt God, felt the Holy Spirit, felt that peace come over me. I can't describe it, but it was there. I felt it. And after we left, she asked what I thought, and I said, I could feel God there. I'll go back, I'll try it out, but I'm not getting involved. She said, that's fine, I'm not involved either. I just go and worship God. So like, okay. Like I said, I was familiar with the church and the pastor, so a couple weeks went by, and I finally got him over to the side. He remembered me. He knew who I was, and we kind of caught up on some things. And I told him I wasn't there to join anything. I wasn't there to be in small groups. I wasn't there to watch kids. I wasn't in there for hospitality. I was only there on Sunday mornings to worship God, to seek God, to feel God, which I can feel God anywhere, but just to be in the house of the Lord. And he said he never looked shocked. He never looked like, oh, he wasn't taken aback, nothing. And he said, Darla, that's okay. He said, as long as you're here worshiping, that's all that's necessary. Not going to ask you to do nothing else. Never, they didn't even ask me to. I was just being straightforward with them and said I won't unless God tells me to, and he hasn't. And I probably won't, because we all know the timing. Timing right now is everything. And I follow God. I follow the name of HAYAH. I truly still believe that his true name is HAYAH. And I'll take that until the time he raptures me or I die first. Whatever. But my beliefs are still my beliefs. And I did my research. Again, I did my research. So enough about me. Now on to the rest of this. That, by saying I'm not involved, goes along with this. We all know that this world is not getting any better. This world is not getting better by no means. It's just getting worse. And I know people keep saying, oh, pray for the country that things get better. It's not going to. It's not going to, people. I know we're living in the last days. I thought, personally, that it was last fall. It wasn't. I've seen others think that it was other times. It hasn't. But the world's not getting any better. All you have to do is look at the news. However you get your news. I personally don't get it on the TV. I go online. I either watch videos or I go to the internet and get stories from news reports, which I know that's not always all true either. But a lot of what they're saying is also in the Bible. There's too many to go over, but I've chose a few that I think needs pointed out. This I'm going to look at notes. Israel. There's rumors of countries wanting to go to war against them. Rumors of war. My Bible says that's going to happen in the last day. Does yours? Earthquakes. Supposed to happen in diverse places. That's in the Bible. My Bible says that anyway. We're seeing more and more earthquakes daily. Some small, some are big. But they're in places that normally do not have earthquakes. What are we supposed to do? The bizarre weather, snow, rain, flooding, droughts. What happens when droughts come? Food shortages. Talks about that in the Bible. It talks about the weather and stuff in the Bible. You should always go to the Bible for everything. It talks for everything that you need and desire is in the Bible if we would just work on reading the Bible and seeking it more. They're talking a new disease that's going to happen. We just got over one for 3 years. This is another strand of it that's supposed to cause a pandemic. Talks about those in the Bible. Another one. Digital currency's coming. What's the dollar doing now? What does digital mean? What's it leading to? You won't be able to buy and sell without a chip. That's what they're talking about. That's in the Bible. And the last one that I want to bring up. AI. I know what AI stands for. I truly know what the A stands for in AI. They're leading to that I personally believe that's how they're going to explain the rapture when all of us disappear. When this big number of people disappear. How are they going to explain it? Oh, they were abducted. By who? What is that? Do your research. Find out what's happening there. We know that it's not going to get better. It talks about in the Bible, in the end times. We are living in the final days, the end times. And it says, when these signs that I went over, plus many more, starts happening, look up. I do that every day. When I wake up and see that I survived another night, I know the rapture didn't happen. So I thank God and I look up to see if that's going to be the day. Because, there's people out there. People I know. And I have my guess on when the rapture might happen. Everyone has their guesses. Everyone can predict it. We can have a time and season according to the Bible, but we don't know the perfect timing in the Lord's will. My Bible says we will not know the day or the time. Only the Father knows. I'm not the Father. You're not the Father. All these other people are not the Father. Only He knows when the perfect time will be. And then and only then will it happen. Yes, I truly believe that can happen at any time. Yes, I believe that it's happening soon and very soon. How soon? Again, I don't know. But I know it's going to happen soon with everything that's going on right now. We can't take much more. And the Lord will take us out in His perfect timing, where we don't go through the tribulation, where we don't go through those 7 years of trials and tribulations. I know I'm ready. Are you ready for the rapture? Are you ready for His coming? Are you ready for Him to come and say, are you ready to meet Him in the air? I am. We need to be prepared. How are we going to be prepared? we need to do our best to get it out there. I don't have the means as other people. I can't go out and do this ministry part because I don't drive. But I can use my voice how I see fit. I use it a little bit on YouTube, not as much as I thought I would, but I use a lot of it on Facebook. I'm always daily saying, putting out, trying to encourage people, talking about the rapture, talking about HAYAH, saying, how can I pray for you, using my gifts, saying I'm here if you need something. That's the only way I know. And I know one of these days they're going to filter that too. They're going to cut that off when Christians get to doing it. It's already being done. Going against community standards. Threatening things. Okay, whatever. Just be ready and be prepared. I'm going to leave you with a quote that somebody posted that I thought was real neat. It says, life is short. We do not know the time nor the hour. We must cherish every day. For every breath truly comes from God. And I will add, it truly comes from God, HAYAH. HAYAH is his true name. I still believe in it, and I will believe in that until he comes. Just be ready, be prepared, and know it's not going to get better. It's not going to get any better than what we've got now. And I'll leave you with one more thing that somebody else I know says. And that is, if I don't see you again, I'll see you up there. So have a blessed day. Have an awesome, blessed day. And if I can, I'll do another video if God, HAYAH says so. If not, guess where we're going? Soon and very soon. Take care.